Clerical and the ASVAB Strategy Practice Review 2016, Historical Warrior Peoples Modern Fighting Groups, ASVAB Preparation Book, has a guaranteed high scores, as a Passkey ASVAB by Terry Eldar. Historical World's Part of Modern Fighting Group. Snowden, Redder, David Fuller. Disposition Handbook on Facing and Conducting Disposition. Small Claims Court, prepare, avoid costly maintenance, collect money, and win. Supreme Court, the rule of court's history of nations history dialogue, Melvin Day Herbst. Out of order, Sandra Day O'Connor. Wrong reach of the 60s, Nixon and the making of Comptary Supreme Court, Laura Kaplan. Beyond Snowden, Privacy, Mass Surveillance, and Struggling as Reformed NASA. Miracle of Philadelphia, The Story of the Constitutional Conversation, September 1787, Catherine Drinkley Bowden, for memoir. Ed Asher, grouchy historian, old lefty defends on Constitution against the right-wing hyperpotence of nut jobs. Hitler's first victims, Timothy Roebuck. Butcher's trial, Julian Vogler. Reliance of the Traveler. U.S. Immigrants Made Easy. Finance Marriage Visas. Children's Encyclopedia, Children's AZ Encyclopedia, Fantastics, Code9's Project Checks, Girls Who Code, How to Code. Atomic Accident, History of Nuclear Meltdowns, Disasters from Ozark Mountains, Friesic, Downtown People of Landscapes, Atomic Testing, That's How Untold Stories, John F. Kennedy in 1960s, a Hanford nuclear site, Queensgate, where nuclear bomb goes off, and then nuclear bomb is speech is done seconds after they blow it up. Sold Out, Mitchell. Dangerous Jobs. World's Most Dangerous Jobs, Highest Paying Jobs. Mexican Labor, World War II. We Are the Fast Food Workers Now. Rise of the Robots. We Wanted Workers. 640 Acres of Dirt Poor. Cantancy Men. American Dream. American Amnesia. The Green Greenspan, the map of the territory. Greenspan has some legalities and also a backbone. You can talk all you want about Greenspan, but he has future development. As you can see, it's a demographic cliff, and also the Alan Greenspan map of territory, risk, human nature, and future of forecasting. Sad thing he rebelled to. The Trump of William McKinley by the election of 1896. And this is the Trump as in the 1800s and 1700s. You can see of the pen of George Washington. And also the Armageddon, how the Trump can beat Hillary. Appreciated an individual self-reliant and selfish individuals in this story stack. Guilty as sin. Unbelievable. And as I mean, the person that sits there and relates the situation as stacking. And sad thing, Mr. Bill Gates and Roberta Barela and Donald Trump and Colin Powell and Don Rumsfeld and also Administration Office Hernandez family. Use his profits. We're going to expose these already. This is Roberta Barela. We're going to go for a ride. All these Vietnam vets. There's a guy named Greg and this guy named Leroy. Straight bum, convicted felon, and his name was the guy that killed Kennedy. The Clinton, Trump, Stein, Johnson, international issues, climate change, CAP, international organization, NATO alliance, foreign aid, foreign policy doctrine, China policy, Trans-Pacific Partnership, free trade, internet freedom, Cuba policy, Latin American policy, Mexico policy, path of citizenship, comprehensive immigration reform, and Syrian refugees. And this would be on Clinton, Trump, and Stein, Johnson, international issues. The climate change all the way into foreign policy, internet freedom, and also the internet freedom would be page 224 on issues of Jesse Gordon on the Hillary Clinton, Democrat, modern liberal, and Donald Trump, Republican, populist, learning, conservative, Jill Stein, Jean, hardcore liberal, Gary Johnson, hardcore liberations, vote match, dismissions, economic, social, skill, and political analyst. And then this is for the analysts of candidates. Visit www.issues.org/2016. See internet system to see the corruption of policy and procedures. Number page 224. Says Hillary Clinton interact freedom balance internet speech from against defamation. 1990 reports questioning Clinton at how the White House viewed internet disclosure and the effects and contents of the White House sex scandal stories on the web. Wonder they think the internet media immediately entire good every time technology makes evidence going on to rethink this because always competitive values exist in these new deployments, a number of serious issues in any kind, editing, functioning, gating, keeping functioning, which says meaning is right. Defend your reputation in response, and someone says, I'm not big pro-balanced person. Sounds like a favor regulation process. We get some whether existing laws protects people's right to their privacy, and for that, I think we have a tread carefully on its eggshells, as we speak. Note the source of the right-wing conspiracy, Amanda Carpenter, page 110, 112, October 11, 2006. Internet has been IRS terrorist recruitment enhanced and ripe of surveillance section discussed, such as loud online surveillance, both home and abroad, and also the domestic policy chapter section of net domestic violence, habitual offenders, and also habitual offenders in domestic violence is 90% police officers and 80% bailiffs. And outstanding judge and judges that are pulled over, 80% judges are pulled over on DWIs infractions. And the next day they're in court and intoxicated, silvering up in the chambers. That duration, they go back in the holding cell, come out of the house cell to the duration where they're cold turkey, just like you do to all the Indians and also the dope sick opiates in society to stay in a free ticket, free society, manipulating, conspiracy, and also manipulating the skills in depriving the children of their food, and also torturing for water and assistance and home living in a home arrangement, household arrangement, living out of a policy and procedures that's mitigating and not doing anything good, but putting people in poverty for 10 years straight. Now, the balance internet freedom speech against defamations has some similarities with still saying internet freedom. The government policy on the internet should federal governments regulate internet to determine online privacy. They love jumping people on Wall Street in downtown Spokane, and they like stipulation and making things up, since police officers and firms is always in cahoots with death certificates and process information from George Washington himself. Any foundations or roots or branches, they just can't keep their hands off the policy and regulations and regulation internet determined online privacy acts. Shows that the closed internet from fights errors terror recruitments, these interruptions they get from ISIS from recruiting online, or say they have some U.S. Cuban crisis on the line of China or North Korea, that would be 20th or 32nd parallel. And this is Trump's ISIS recruiting through the internet for using internet ISIS for the regulations on brilliant people from Silicon Valley, which is people with body parts, and they go into holding cell and they take their clothes off and they're a man or a woman. So this is called the Internet Prizes of Valley of figuring out with young and old and deprived and people taking advantage of recruit in hospice and medical facilities all through the United States of Washington, actually. It's called docent diversion class. They come in here and manipulation and they make conversation, being a paralegal or bilingual, known for the fact they're taking as much as they can from the system for the last 10 years consecutive. And also liberation council members that they have. They sit down and chat for the duration before they sit down and chat in one room, so they can eliminate the rest of the enemies while they're eating. As follows in the William Trafficking Act and Victims Protection Realized Act 2008, Publication 110, Alien Harboring 1110457, Title 2, 222, G, December 23rd, 2008, Stat is 1225071. G. Amendment Sentencing Guideline Pursuit of Authority, Section 994, Federal Guideline, Washington State Court Rules on Prison, and also 994 of Title 20, Impersonating United States Code, Impersonating United States Sentence Guideline Commission reviewed in statements as an appropriate amend sentencing guidelines policies applicable to a person convicted of having, harming, and ensuring conformity and sentencing guidelines applicable to persons convicted of promotional commercial sex acts. And number 1, harboring, committed, and adherence in pursuit of prostitution, litigating, and prosecuting under household means, using protected and unprotected and unprotected active sex, knowing they have AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, corona, and also have other diseases on top of defecting and processing as a antipsychotic or medication, and processing within the name with your name, first name, last name, or your birth certificate, or your federal of healthcare offenses. These fraud sentence guidelines are subsection terms federal healthcare offenses and meaning and given the term Section 24 of Title 18, United States Code amended as an act. Review Act Pursuit of Authority, Section 994, 28 United States Code in accordance with subsection United States Sentencing Commission. These statutes are defended the sentence of organizer, leader, manager, supervisor, criminal activity, especially tattooed, parlayed individual, AWOL process that's processed and set on reported mandatory minimum sentence, which becomes maximum sentence, occurring on mandatory sentences that are reported. This is no later than 1 year after the date of enactment. United States Sentencing Commission suits 12 months, 1 day. Generally, House Ramsey report on mandatory minimum sentence revision federal law. At the age of 18, you are kicked out on the streets. Sexual abuse, aggravated assault, abuse, and temptation, intimidation, banishing, weapon, gun, or knife, or threats are in the possession of materials prescribed. Prescriptions on top of that. 1110, 118, United States Code, which are not yours. These checks, fraudulent checks, and checkbooks, and active checks, and checks of the expiration says 60 days, 90 days. Perfect guide got overrules that, and an avoiding system is called G2G 2.4 provides such guidelines shall apply on offense conduct involved simply possession materials projected. These prescribed by Chapter 1110, Title 18 United States Code. Guideline G2 2.2 provides such guidelines shall apply offense conduct involved receipt or traffic including, but including paid for functional non-refundable. It is a receipt, but it's non-refundable, including not limited transportation, procurement, and shipping. Any products, bag products, triple beam skills, open contraband, whatever you have in your orphans, your anus, in your mouth, your esophagus, your stomach, your intestines, and so whatnot. There's a guideline 2.2 for a G 2.4, which is the base of offense level of 16 ounces, 1 ounce, 2.2 ounces, and packaged products of less 70 syringes, any explosive tips or any solvents dissolved in the contraband of the post office, United States Post Office, and Marines, and films and videotapes, recording devices on you containing visual deception involving sexual exploitation as a minor. Number D, Section G2G3 won't provide the base offense level on less than 10. 2A, notwithstanding of other position of law, Senate Commission shall provide amendments mandatory subsection by November 1st, 1991. Minimum of within 30 days consent and enactment properly means DACT of enactment published 1.102141, which have probable October 28, 1991. Whichever is later, amendments and guidelines primarily under subsection. Know for a fact the open software, your open software programs, 365 programs, and also Phoenix, Firefox, administrative rights, and also TT technicians. When you're in Microsoft programs, that admit that you hit these initial buttons, knowing what you did and what you said and what you said and what your enactments under influence of alcohol, and bragging on the guidelines of October 28, 1991. Amendments guidelines program under subsection shall the effect number 1st, 1991, 30 days after enactment shall supersede an enactment in the country containing amendments to the sentencing guidelines submitted in Congress by Sentencing Commission, or about May 1st of 1991. Number B, provision section 944X, 944, the big X, the Title 28, United States Code shall apply proclamation or announcement guidance under this section. Violent Crime Control and Enforcement Act 994, Sexual Offense Repeat Offenders, published in 121332, Title IV, September 13, 1984. Amendments and guidelines, sentence guidelines, and enactments and subsection and section pertaining or repeat sexual offenders program guidelines. Appropriate sentence guidelines applicable to Chapter 109A, Sexual Abuse, Aggravated Assault. Federal penalties, amendment, sentence guidelines pursuant under Authority 994P of Section 28, United States Commission shall review and necessary guidelines. Aggravated assault, abuse of Section 244, 961 on follows: number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, B1 and B2 and B3. And these are intentionally transmitted of HIV, knowing for the fact that disease is on that. Also sleepers, they're called sleepers, means they have AIDS and they are sleeping because the duration of the AIDS is sleeping the duration until they have exposure, and this is called the penalties of intentional transmission of diseases, HIV. Full blown. No later than 6 months after the date and enactment of the Act, United States Senate Commission shall conduct study and prepare to submit to Committee Jurisdiction Senate Office for the total duration of the time of recorded device and primary affairs carrying badge, uniforms, and weapons. Expose yourself as representatives of the state and federal states and the offices here that are represented by the 50 states on each of its borders. These versions set guidance relate on offenses of HIV infected individuals engaged in sexual activity. FBI, CIA, U.S. Marshals, that'd be Taylor, Soft, Ingram, Kennedy, Hornick, Wood, Forsyth, Inspection Office, Rodriguez, Apollos, Fox, publish, amend forces, federal sentence guidelines, policy statements of a person convicted of felon health care offense involving the Department of Social Services, CPS. Government Health has the care programs to put anti-gravid GPS systems on aggravated dollar amounts on fraudulent bills submitted on government. Each corridor, each vehicle, and each bulletproof vehicles and allied vehicles that are aimed and armed in federal science guidelines have submitted government health care process programs that constitute prima facie Facebook, YouTube, and also 180 apps that are allowed on these intended loss of defendants and fraudulent and restitution hearings they have, which are Class I, Class I2, Class I3, I4. These are 2-level increase offense levels on defense convicted and federal health care offenses. Relieving health care program involves loss of $1 million to $7 million. Level 3 increase offense level for a defendant convicted federal health offenses. Government program which involves loss of $7 million to $20 million. The 4th level increase would be $20 million. And the guideline policy statement per person convicted of federal health offenses involve enactment. That would be your blood and your hair follicle. And carrying subsection in the United States Commission shall ensure the federal science guidelines policy statements reflect serious harms associated with health care, fraud, and aggressive and appropriate law enforcement and actions prevent prefacious as you speak.